Hi, Bison Nation. It's Miss Olson, your school counselor over at Second Creek Elementary School. We are here to read the last and final chapter of Hooper Finds a Family. We get to read chapter 23, A Few Surprises. But before we do that, I want to show you a few of my friends who may or may not have joined me behind me. So, of course, this is Biscuits and Gravy. We met him at chapter 11. Behind him, that is my sweet baby Sky Sky. And if you saw Miss Amy and Kita earlier, Kita is Sky's sister. Then we have Spot Spot. Spot is super tired. And who knows who might join us a little bit along the lines. I have them running in and out. So Sugar and Cassie might be joining us as well. We'll see. But let's get started reading chapter 23. A Few Surprises. I wake up the next morning and can hardly wait for Brian to get up. In fact, I tug at his covers and lick his face to get him going. I admit it, I want to go to the park. While he's putting on a t-shirt, I root through my toy basket and find a fat rope with knots on each end. It smells pretty interesting, and I pull it out and chew on one end of the knots. When I get tired of waiting for Brian, who's digging around in a pile of clothes for some jeans, I charge down the stairs with the rope dangling from my mouth. Mom and Larry are having breakfast. "Hey, Hooper, bring that over here," Larry shouts with a mouthful of toast. I bolt over and give it to him. "Good boy, Hoop. Now grab one end and pull." What the heck is he talking about? Larry wiggles the rope in front of my face and says, "Grab it, come on." So I do, and he starts pulling it away. Since he seems to want the rope so badly, I drop it and roll over on my back. "Oh, Hooper, don't be so scared. Let's play." Larry dangles the rope in front of my face again. I bite it, and he pulls more gently this time. I pull back just a little. He yells, "That's it!" So I pull a little harder, and then Larry gives the rope a big yank, and I slip and flop over. Mom snorts behind the newspaper. Larry looks at her indignantly. "Give him a chance, Jane. He's still learning." "Oh, really?" Mom holds the paper so Larry can't see her face, but I notice her big smile. "It's okay, Hoop," Larry says. "Get up and pull some more." So I grab the end of the rope and pull really hard, and the next thing I know, Larry and I are having a tug of war. He pretends to growl, and I growl back. Larry says, "Hooper, you're turning into a real dog." Mom rustles the newspaper and folds it up. "We've got to get Brian out of the way this morning," she says to Larry. "We'll make Brian take Hooper to the park," Larry answers. "You can do that, right, Hooper?" "Sure thing." When Brian comes stumbling down the stairs at last, still looking half asleep, Mom tells him to take me out after he finishes breakfast. So off we go to Riverside Park. Naturally, Howard is in the park with his grubby friends. Will he be more polite now that I've shown him who was boss? Of course not. This is New York, after all. I show my teeth as a little reminder. "Yeah, you're all teeth and no bite," he shouts. "You can't even bark." I pause and look at him very calmly. "That's what I thought." Howard cackles. "You're a no-nerve ninny." I don't react, so he moves closer. "I know field mice who got more guts than you." Apparently, he isn't keeping up with the local gossip. I wait until he gets inches from my face. Guess what, chump? Woof! Howard can move fast when he has to. All I see is a gray streak shooting up the nearest tree. What? I shout up, leaving without a goodbye. Ah, big deal, he shrugs. So you can bark. There's no way to shut down a New Yorker. But I notice he stays up in the tree. You tell him, Sky. You tell him. The big run is almost empty, and Mel is nowhere to be seen. Neither is Willow, sad to say. But I'm sure I'll see her another day, and that's enough to make me happy for now. After a while, we head back home. When we come in from the park, the living room is full of people. I see Mom and Larry, Val, other Larry, Ann, Dan, and lots of people I haven't met yet. They all yell, "Surprise! Happy birthday!" Brian looks totally shocked and very, very happy. While the guests hug and give Brian gifts, I join Wilbur and Olaf at the foot of the buffet table. "Mom, give me some ham," Olaf squeals. Wilbur and I look at each other. Olaf is such a kid. "I'm going to grab a nap," Wilbur yawns. "Wake me when they're giving out food." He wanders off into the corner. I sit next to the buffet table and wait patiently. Being patient has many rewards. One by one, people come over and give me bits of cheese, salmon, and chicken. Everyone gathers in the living room to sing "Happy Birthday" to Brian, and there's a lot more hugs, and somebody yells, "Speech!" Brian smiles and raises his soda glass. He almost looks like a grown-up. "Thanks for the cool surprise. This is a perfect birthday because we were so sad when Hammer died, and since we got Hooper, we're a happy family again." "Hear, hear," Larry yells. Brian has something behind his back in his hand that isn't holding a glass. He holds it up and grins. I think this is the perfect moment for another surprise. "Hooper, get ready. You're going to catch." "Now, that I like to see," Larry says, not in a mean way, but with a touch of doubt. Brian tosses the ball a little too hard, and it bounces off the wall and rolls under the sofa. Ball 1. I've learned something from watching all of those baseball games on TV. His second pitch is in the strike zone, but I miss it. Lots of people in the room groan. Larry bites his lip. Strike 1. 2 wild pitches in a row and a perfect slider follow. Full count. This is the moment of truth. I can hear the Yankees announcer. "It's the bottom of the 9th. The Yanks and the Sox are tied. 3-all. 2 out. Full count on Hooper. And the pitch." Brian tosses the tennis ball in the air. I take a breath, and suddenly everything is moving in slow motion. Brian's pitch is high and outside. I adjust. I leap. I snap. I chomp. I feel the sweet yellow fuzz of the tennis ball on my tongue, and I sink my teeth in it. Nothing happens. No one makes a sound. Larry is so surprised that a piece of salmon on a cracker falls right out of his mouth, and he doesn't make a fuss when I snatch it up and eat it. Then Brian screams, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner." And everyone starts shouting all at once, "Get out of here! Did you see that, Larry? Hooper caught the ball. And it was a lousy pitch. See, and you thought he'd never do it. Oh, ye of little faith. You owe me. Fork it over. Give Hoopster a shout out. Yay! I don't believe it myself. I caught a flying ball. Hooper, you're more than a New York dog. You're a Yankee, Larry says, and gives me a big pat on my head. Then Larry reaches into his pocket and pulls out $20. Now, this is money well spent, he says, handing it to Brian. When the last of the party guests have left, Larry, Brian, and I plop on the living room sofa. Mom starts cleaning up. Larry says, "Sit down for a minute, Jane. We'll help you clean up, but first, let's relax for a few." I thump my tail, hoping she'll join us, and she does. "How'd you like Brian's birthday party, Hooper?" I thump even louder. "It was a great surprise," Brian says happily. "I can't believe you guys kept it a secret." "Couldn't have done it without Hooper," Larry says proudly. And that's when I know that Larry isn't Larry anymore. He's Dad. And I'm not Jimmy anymore. I'm Hooper. "Bri, can you give me a hand clearing the dishes?" Mom says. "You bet." Dad pats the spot next to him on the sofa. I squiggle over. "Go get a toy," he whispers. "Let's play." I have a real family now. It's warm in the room, and in this moment, it is warm in my heart. My family is together, and we are all happy. The terrible storm of long ago is a distant memory. I'm safe, and I'm home, and I'm loved. Boys and girls, wasn't this an exciting book to read? Oh, I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have, and my fur babies who are chewing bones all around my feet. All right, Bison Nation, have a good evening. I hope to see you soon. And remember, it's always a great day to be a bison. So be bison strong.